welcome Prajwal students and new and old friends. So this is normally Friday night. The genesis of this Friday night was to teach the basic Tara Datu preliminary dances, because we're dancing every morning together on Zoom. We have some new students, and so we just practice. It's not so instructional, and so we thought, okay, we could really break down the dance. But then we had this opportunity to have Prajwal come and talk about Tara, so okay, here we are. That's a no-brainer. So Tara Datu, if you don't know, this is this dancing Tara lineage, and many of the dances and movements and the thoughts and ideas are taken from Prajwal's lineage, the Newar Buddhism and the Charya dancing lineage. So this is my teacher Prema here, and it was blessed by Tai Situ, some of you may know, the Karma Kagyu lineage. It's all on the Tara Datu website. I definitely encourage you to explore it if you don't know it. Many of you do. So this is Prajwal when we met in Brasilia at the Tara Datu Manlam 2 years ago now, almost exactly 2 years ago. And this is just a little background on Prajwal. He'll sort of introduce himself, but Prema and Prajwal have known each other since, I guess he was 15, something like that.
Yeah, 82.
His father was her teacher in Nepal, and so they met in a very auspicious meeting. And so it's amazing, and these dances and these ideas are passed down. And his dance temple is in Portland, Dance Mandal, so please, if you don't know it, check it out. I've been there many times, when we can move in the world again, of course. And this is where we danced in 2018. In Paradise on Earth in Brasilia, Brazil. So may we all meet in such auspicious circumstances again. And Prajwal and I met, and I've come many times now to dance in his temple. And so I'm so excited that you're gonna share some of your wisdom and passion for Tara. So please take over the screen share, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Today I'm going just to, praise for the, as a lot of dance, that's we normally would do. So I just want to mention, I have two people in here also, Dina, and the stage is also here too, but you don't see it. So that's okay. You don't see them. So yeah, here's a Dina. This side.
Hi, Amber.
Hi, Tina. Hi, nice to see you. Hi.
Long time.
Nice to see you. Oh.
You too.
Okay, soon again. May we meet again in Portland. Thank you, Prajwal.
So I'm going to do a little bit praise. Maybe I can show you, you all can join to praise with in this dance lineage traditions coming from the Padmanateshwara, Avalokiteshwara. So that Avalokiteshwara, it's a very important role in my traditions. So let's see, I'm going to this is a small slokas. So that's I'm going to chant together in the praise. I'll do the mudras a little bit too. That's where we started to honor the divine Lord of Dance in singing. So Nachaire Chandra Padma Dasahasta Dharani Dasa Sila Karuna Dayani Moche Marga Vibhusini Nite Natha Raga Tala Sura Sampujitam Padma Nathe Swara Sriman Saranam Saranam Namamiham Padmanate Swara Sriman Saranam Saranam Namamiham. Good. So I bow to the Padmanateshwara. That's the way to start. And also I'm going to chant for the Tara start with a little bit Tara mantras and Tara chanting. Om Tare to Tare Ture Saham Tare to Tare Ture Saham Tare to Tare Ture Saha. Namastare Ture Bire to Stare Bhae Nasani Ture Sarvartha Ture Tare Swaha Karam Namamiham Ture Sarvartha Ture Tare Swaha Karam Namamiham. Good. So welcome to everyone. What I'm doing? I'm sorry. What I am doing? I don't know. I did the mistake. Opening. Sorry. Uh-oh. What happened? Uh-oh. Where is my skin goes? Ah. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the Tara. Begins with the what is the Sadhanmala say about the text. So Sadhanmala is considered that is any deities if you need to study to know about the deities and understanding of the deities and the feelings about the deities and connecting with the deities and exploring with the deities. This is the Sadhanamala text. It exists way back long time before. Those Sadhanamala texts is like before the writings or before the how you call that is before the writing, before the sculpture. So when you go to the Sadhanamala, then you can have a clear visions and clear visualizations. You can see and what that significance and what that meaning for you. So Sadhanamala is to give you in the Tara, especially in the Tara. I mean, Tara being used for any Buddhist text and any Buddhist practice in the world. If you look into that parts of the deities like you can whatever you can think about like a Hebazar Tantra, Chakra Sambhara Tantra, Guhya Samaj Tantra, Jnana Siddhi Tantra, Tara Tantra, Yogini Tantra, Kurukula Tantra, Pancharacha Sutra, Vajracharya Tantra, every little text, the Tara has been really important roles in the traditions. But sadhanas, like the really importance, if you are practice the Tara, this is really important to have a understanding the sadhana. So once you have a sadhana, you don't need to have a figure or you don't need to have any paintings or anything. It just arises in the sadhana. So in the sadhana mala, they talk about that Aretara Mahadevi Sarva Lankara Bhushitam. So Aretara is the great mother goddess. It's reaching to the so far, and having into the body from all different directions. Sarva Lankara. Sabbeto Barda Devi, Sabbeto Barda Devi, Bame Nirupala Kara Tatha. So Nirupala Kara Tatha. So in a Sabbeto, it's knowing everything. and knowing everything, and bestow with the right hands, and the left with the blue lotus who see whole. Ekabakra, one face, subincha nava yubana sanstitam. So the one face and the such a beauty in there, which is like a keep you young and youth. It's like a 16 years old. That is look like it. Sugandha puspa kesancha. So there's the fragrance like the flowers and the just like the her here. It's like it's make you like a gauging. When you see that is the her here, it's and so beautiful. And Padma Sugandhi Puspake Sancha Padma Chandra Paristitam. See, live in like the her, I call that as moonlight. Moonlight is like a sitting on the top of the moon. Feel like the luminous light. Oh, it tried to say that like her body is in her face. It's like the luminous light like the moon. You can see with the arm. Arda Paryamka Mabas Bestita Rache He Bhuvana Yam. So half moon circles. Let's see that what exactly translation is say that half moons on the top of the half moons in the mandala, sitting on the top of the half moon in the mandala, and take caring the all they call the fears. They also call the astabhaya. So 8 different fears can cut through in astabhaya rantika bhavante tara rupini. So, and reaching to the Buddhahood in the present time. Like they also say that if you practice in the present times, you can reach to the Buddhahood. So then also the other important part, which is really Mahayana Sutras, which is talk about that Rinkara Sambhava Devi Tara Sansara Palita Yevam Bhavita Mantrena Buddhato Praktare Sakun. So the appears with the syllables with the Hunkara, the mantras came out into the worlds to cut through it or pass through it, any kind of obstacle. Yevam Bhavita. And wherever the practice, basically, wherever the dedicated to the practice the green Tara, those people reach in the present day, they can be enlightened or they can be in the Buddhahood. So they will reaching to the Buddhahood. That is in the Tara. So, and then like at the Guhya Samaj Tantra, they talk about in Dukhanam Bhata Tarinian Tara, Tara Ni Tie Tara. So any kind of obstacles in a life, it can be moved by the Tara. So this is the other reasons in the histories, in any ritual text, in any ritual path, without Tara is not used in any ritual text in the path, Buddhist path. That's the other reasons. Tara, and also there's also Tara Tantras and Tara Sutras and Tara Dharanis and Tara mantra practice. If you even just to translate those Taras, you can see that's how powerful Tara is. Every, even if you're going to the Tara Tantras and Tara Sutras, they have Taras appears from the many different forms and many different kinds. So in the Sadhanamala, they talk about 360 Taras. That means basically for the everyday, the different Taras. So we have everyday different life, or everyday different, luminescence rise. Every day is a different day. That kind of concept with that. So bringing the Tara is every day, whatever you needed for every day, that's bring you for that, the lumination. That is the Tara. And then most popular Tara in the Neo Buddhist practice is like 108 Taras. 108 Tara is considered that it's bring you that I call that, it's every part of your nerve. If you practice with the taras, every part of the nerve is make you into the tara natures, and tara transform into the tara nature. So in the tantras, like there's also the practice of this in the tara tantras. They talk about that, like when you're chanting the mantras, this is like all the senses, it's moving in your body. Like the Om Tare, if you touch to the head with when you say the Om Tare Swaha, then you touch to the head, then you touch to the two, and the eyes touch. When you touch to the tongue, so you touch with the forehead, first with the head, then the forehead, eyes, forehead, and then to Re, then you touch to the ear, then two, then you touch to the tongue, and then Re, you touch to the heart. So this is basically like a nyasa. We call the nyasa. Nyasa means like a purifications and a bringing into the body into the tara. And then also if you go to the tara tantras, how the tara mantras goes to the tara's bodies. If you look into that, this is from the Chakra Samvara Tantra came out with the tara mantra, how the tara mantra described. I did in the English, like let's see the tara pose, how the tara goes. Om ta re, tu ta re, tu re swa ha. So swa goes to, so when you recite the tara mantras goes to the top of the head all the way to the bottom of your feet, and reaching to the shoulders, and reaching to the navels, and reaching to the base, and reach to every part of your bodies, and awakenings through with the tara. So that's the other reasons tara has been really, really important roles in the body. So this is also the other part, like when you visualization in the Tantric Buddhisms, all the Mahayana Buddhism, they always have something that you can visualize easily. So when you visualize the tara, how it's go through with the body, it's make you completely transformations will be happening. So those I just this one I just get it from the straight, drawing from the tara. So I made it to there, but normally it's in the history they will show like this. It's how that goes. So Om ta re, it's come with the eyes. Tu tu ta is the what do you call that? The elbow. What do you call it? Armpit. Yeah, armpit. Tu. So Om ta re, tu ta re, tu re, tu. Then the tu re swaha. Swaha is in the shoulder. Swaha go to all the way to the top of bottom of the feet. So that's way it's a work in the. So in the so that's when it's like a sadhana text, like a sadhana. Its mantra is not just people just made the mantras. Mantra is something to do with your energy to move into the body. So once you move into the body, it's making in the transformation. That's why the mantra has been so profound. Like even just concentrates in the mantra. That's also other part in the they talk about if you use mantra in the how that mantras goes in the body, and if you concentrate in visualizations, and it's make you body make you completely liberate. So that's why you become yourself as the tara. So that's the And basically, it's like a Tara history. If you look into Tara history, I mean, where we can think about our life in this world, you know. I mean, we have so much problem, so much anxiety, so much craziness, so much depression, so much what's called vanities and desires and ignorance, and whatever you think about the negativeness. So if you bring anything to the negativeness, if you pray the Tara's mantras, it's always make the transformation will be happening in the Tara mantras. So Tara's like that's why it's a Wom Tare. Tare is like, if you translate into even like Arya, you know, when you translate into Sanskrit, Arya means like a eon. Eons, it's been there for thousands of years. Tare, that's like been crossing through or cutting through it and moving forward always. Yom Tare. So that's what's the Taras, the Arya Tara. That means like who moved through it. It's been for the century. It's been for the eons. It's been there. And history also shows same ways. Like when you go to the Tara sadhana, the first Tara was introduced into the Korkuchanda Buddha. So according to in my traditions, we have 7 Buddhas before came with the Sakyamuni Buddha. Sakyamuni Buddha was the number 7 number. So first Buddha they call a Vipassana Buddha. The Vipassana Buddha came to the world to illuminate the light. That's what he came for. And then the others, Sikhi Buddha come with the powers and energy. And then Vipassana Buddha come with the truthness, and Karkuchanda Buddha, that's the come with the samadhi, the deep meditations. So in history, so that first introductions for the Tara by the Karkuchanda Buddhas in the Karkuchanda Buddha's time. And the history so that, I don't know, Karkuchanda Buddha was in the close to it was in the Nepal, it is border to the India, that's where he came from. That's what the history so that. And then the Kanaka Muni comes with that, with the full of knowledge. Then Kashyapa Buddha comes with that skillful means, anything's transformed into the skillful means. And then last Sakyamuni Buddha came to concrete all in one. So this is under Swayambhu Purana as well. Also, it is a practice in the Nyoa Buddhisms, how this Buddhisms come through world. So Tara was the introduced by the Korkuchanda Buddha, and the time by times, always Buddhas like any people have problems, any people had troubles in their fields. If they do something wrong, something happening, then this is immediately make you to the Tara practice. And history is in the Abadana, it's also so that like in Nepal, you know, like let's say this kind of what do you call that pandemic. We called back in old days. They also talk about this pandemic, and the pandemic will be happen. It's a corruption of they didn't follow with the truthness, and they didn't follow with the right things they doings. What needed to be doing for the help for all sentient beings, or they doing some things not lines and some things not doing correctly. You know, if any kind of things is happening, this kind of things will be happening. And then they go to the priest, what they're going to do with the, you know, those kind of pandemic thing happening. So they always make you to go to the priest, and then priest always does the Tara Puja. And Tara Puja is like in Nepal in the present day, it's amazing people are attending to the Tara. Even like all the scripts, you can see that it's like the helpings through all sentient beings. Always Tara is, if you're thinking about yourself, then you be alone and nobody cares, nobody wants you. But idea it's about the Tara is being a mother for all the Buddhas, because she's the one who created the all. She's the one who gives to the all. She's the helping to all. So when people need it, they always ask for the Tara. That's the whole idea is about the Tara. There's so the white Tara, the green Tara, it's more popular in the traditions. And So in Nepal, if you see that it's like this is just recently in the Kathmandu Valley. It's called Itumbaha. They have a Tara Puja. They have almost thousands of people are get together and doing the Tara Puja. Or they call the brata, means the fastings. And in the when more and more people are right now, it's like a more and more craziness is happening in the world. There's no such things like what you call the truthness. There's lots of corruption is happening in the world. So people, more and more people start doing the Tara practice. There's also the other Tara practice. It's just like a really sunny day. I mean, people need to carry it in an umbrella to make it this Tara have to be continuous. So that's been done. And also Tara manifestation is interesting too. There's a yellow Tara, white Tara, green Tara, yellow Tara, red Tara. There's 5 different Tara. Actually, those are the 5 different Tara is the manifestation with the 336 Taras. So this is also the other practice done in Nepal, which is considered as Basundhara, which is Basundhara Bhatta, which is the yellow Tara considered. With the wealth and the money, that's what's considered. So if someone doesn't know about the Basundhara, this is her season 1. See, sometimes she appear with the 2 arms, sometimes she appear with the 6 arms, 4 arms, 8 arms. She's in the yellow, she hold the vessels, and she always wealth and the nature. So that's what she's doing. And then this is some of my paintings, which is I have some collections with the old painting. So then Ugratara is considered this one. Ugratara is considered the red Tara. They also call the Kurukula as well. Kurukula, so this is actually the sword Dakinis. And sword Dakini is being praised in Nepal for the thousands, there's temples in the Kathmandu Valley. Like the thousands of people get together in celebrating about the Urgur Taras, who's in Nepal. So, and Taras like a statues, elaborate statue, elaborate places, I mean, Taras like the important deities to the world. So that's the other reason it is really, really important has been the roles with the Tara. So then, there's a Taras, too many, right now it's like you can see that the Taras mandalas and Taras, 21 Tara mandalas and 21 Taras deities practicing all over the world right now. So many different ways you can see the Tara. So good to see the where, and so special things about the Tara. I mean, if you can get the visualizations and the practice, I'm trying to see my picture. Oh, this one. So if you can, just to remember the Tara's qualities. I mean, they talk about like a Tara is like if you want to see, it's like you get into a deep love, like you cannot get away from your eyes. You gaze so deeply, and then like you just like a complete intoxications with the Tara's power. So that is the Tara. So that's why once you get the energy into the Tara, then you merge into the Tara. So you can see that's how details like she's a youth, she's she's a youth, she's beautiful, she's blended into the natures. She have a beautiful different tools in the those are also someone who are not here with my talk about that. This ornament is the part of the what do you call that, awakenings. If you be a Tara, if you want to be a Tara, or you want to be become a Tara, the first practice in the Dharma, you have to get understanding with the paramitas we call. We have a 10 paramitas. So among the 10 paramitas, it's a 6 paramitas is about the ornaments. And why, people have a lot of questions about, Vajracharya traditions, like they didn't have the deities in Vajracharya tradition. And Vajracharya doesn't believe about the jewels and diamonds and, but in the Buddhist practice, like if you go to Nepal, every place in Nepal, they have an elaborate way of a decoration for any statues, like golds and diamonds and whatever you can offer. I mean, that is so that is the goal offering is considered that the essence of the goal stay as it is for, beyond than we can think. So concept of offering the deities for that way, like this Tara's energy will be beyond than you can think. That's where it goes. So that's why it's in a, also, I did talk last week about 3 different layers of the ornament. You can see that is 3 different layers of ornaments. As a human being, I mean, so we are, if we think about being like the dance in the world, if you dance as just only I want us to follow with the dance, you just follow with the dance, then you just like outer dancing. That doesn't have a meaning. You're done, you're gone. After you're done, like, I feel good, that's done. This is the outer meaning. Once you start to understandings and feels connected with this, so this is more like the inner. So once you get connected with the inner, then it feels like, empowering you more. I'm getting understanding, I'm getting feels, then your body start to moving in a meaningful way. Sometimes if you do the outer way, it could be hurt you or it could be harm you. But when you start to doing with the meaningful way, it's make a transformations really happen. So that's the other reasons, like inner outer secret, they keep it as secret is like we all are the secret body in the Dharma. Means we have no one can compare, no one can compete, no one can compare, no one can find how much you have in knowledge, what you have in knowledge. There's no way to comparison. That's why everybody's have a so secret inside the body. So this we need to coming out when you are really dancing as the Tara, or when you really invoking the Tara, you became as the Tara. So that's why this first things you need to do, learn about the generosity. Generosity is the importance as a Tara. I show you the pictures of the Taras, like Tara's been generosity for all his life. I mean, that's the way the Taras work. So there have been generosity, even you see that it's an old picture, they always have layers in the 3 layers. So there have been generosity for the long, that's what she's known for that. So the generosity come from the heart. That's why the heart also like sometimes you give the donation for somebody's like, I wish that I didn't give it this much money, When you're thinking that way, they have 2 different way of thinking about the donations, means generosity. One is if you just do with like, I have to do it donations, then you're not really giving a donations. It's have to come from the inside, then you feel, and then if you have attached with your donation, that's not be the donation. That's why when you give the donation, the generosity, it's come from your heart, feel right and connected with the right. So that's the other reasons it is important to have 3 layers in the path. First, what you call outer. You have to have outer. Without outer, the inner part doesn't come. Without inner part, secret part doesn't come. We do have it. In also the histories of the dance, it's if you are then like for example, this is my flowers. Everybody watching? This is my flower. Flower is the outer. So once you get the outer, then like it's became like, this flower, you just offer. When you come to the inner, that essence, you feel with the essence with this flower, feeling with the smells with the flower, then it's go to the inner part. When you feel with the whole body, then it's go to the secret part. It's coming from the inner part of your inner part of the body. So when you dance, every word, it is really important in the practice of the Dharma or practice of dance. Once you get every word embodied with that way, then you're not anymore with yourself. That's the concept with that. So you becomes completely as the deities and you're not dancing yourself as deity. So that is the generosity comes with that. And generosity after that they call then sila paramita, disciplines. Discipline, they usually consider that with the bracelet and ankle belts. That is considered with the disciplines. So concept of the discipline is like if you take care of your hands and feet. I mean, I've been talking to lots of people about like, doctors, like first things, like if you have any problem, they will check the pulse. Pulse is to hold your intention, hold your emotions, to hold your sickness. It's come and join in here. That's why the pulse is like the D important. So if you take care of your pulse, that means if you're healthy in the pulse, you're healthy in the body. Same way, acupuncture, they poke the needles. Either you have a headache, either you have a belly problem. They poke the needles in the hands or feet. So it's connecting with this. So disciplines, if you keep it strong to your feet and strong to your hand, body itself take care in the reality. That's why keep the discipline, keep the energy, keep the move. In my tradition, just move a little bit, exercise with this, make it flexible, make so sickness doesn't come to your pulse and palm. So make that clear in the, also something just to tap it, to make it the strongness in here. So that's after discipline, they come with the Dhanasila Chanti Paramita, which is the patience. Patience is usually that the ankle, we call earrings come with this. So earring is very important in our life. Whatever we're doing in this present life, based on what you hear. So if someone say good things, then you like it. Someone say bad things, you hate it. So hate and like and joy and unhappy and whatever it is based on what you hear. If you hear the rock and roll music, you start shaking up. If you hear the soft music, you start to mellowing your body. If you hear the beautiful, sound, then you just like a fly in the bird yourself. It's based on what you hear. So hearing capacity is make you transform your bodies. That's why in the histories, like they call Srutamaya Prajna, wisdom way of hearing. So if you hear in a proper way, if someone say horrible thing, you can take in, make it transformations. I mean, if you say a horrible thing, wow, I'm became horrible things, but find, analyze, and why the reasons I became horrible. So that's all things come from here. That's why in the back in old days, people are so many peers in the earring, and they keep the whole, this is like I have so much peers, like I feel like the buildings that, hold around the ear in Kathmandu Valley. So also in the disciplines in Nepal, as soon as you born, when you giving the rice feeding ceremony in Kathmandu Valley, they usually make you the big silver bracelet and ankle belt, giant one, like it's barely baby can handle. They make you wear for the years, even like at the wounded, even like at the whatever that the crisis and the pains, but baby have to have it that way. So that means like keep the immune system strongly. They give you when you are 6 months. So 5 months for the girls, 6 months for the boys. That's what they do in Nepal. So this is one like the disciplines is also the other important. So and then like this in my tradition, when you get to the we have the rice feeding ceremony. So you have to be done. Every Nepalese have to done the rice feeding ceremony. So in the rice feeding ceremony, you have to be pure air. So you have to make a hole. Even it's so painful, but they make you whole. Parents just do without machines, without anything, and they keep the hole for you. That means like okay, now you can eat the rice. That means you strong right now. You can not only the mother milk right now. You eating powerful rice right now. Now you can be strong. Let be strong. So they make you into the now. Be patient also. If with that pain, it can go away. You don't need to pain can go away. So that's kind of to give you into trainings in the traditions, which is the patience. It's considered that the eerie. So without patience, life is never be success. And then other parts come with the Virya Paramita, with the enthusiastic effort, with the belt. I mean, so without belt, without in the bellies, I mean, what would be life with that? If you don't eat anything, life is not there. So life is there because of this. So if you think about this, like this is because of this, we can do lots of things. If you concentrate more on this and you can do more, then, you can be success in everywhere. And those things like it doesn't need to be wear the belt. Whatever you tuck in, like just wear something, you have a feelings with this. This is just not only made it for the, I call that, it's not made it for the just to decorative art. It just make you for the everyday to use. In the Nepal history, like if you go anywhere in Nepal, is 6 paramita been chanting all day long, every place, every temples, every day, mornings and evenings, the 6 paramita chantings have to be pray in every place. So it's really important. So that's the enthusiastic effort. So enthusiastic effort, you have to keep the effort in times, and what you keep in there, that's where your body will be. That's where your mind will be. That's where your acting will be. That's where whatever life will be. So pay attention with this belly part. So that's why, just to wear something there, touch it for a second, feel it. I'll keep my enthusiastic effort for a day, do some things, and move forward with that way. For anything you wear in the mornings, and that's make it that. And also those are like, you don't need to wear something, just to touch it, every morning, if you just touch it in those part and think for a second. But if you are the practice of the dance and practice of the tara, it's have to wear those places. And when you, before the practice, before the sadhana, or when you do the sadhana, think about those places. Then once you get done, you will be completely different. So this is the 4th number. Then 5th number come with the crown. Anything so you wear in the head. Doesn't need to be like a gold crowns, anything you just touch, or make it like a hairpiece like this, just feel like this is my crown. You don't need to, it's just like imagination. If you bring that imagination in there, and then the crowns means the dhyana paramita they call. Dhyana means like deep meditations. Meditation is like not only the single pointer, your open meditation. So that's why all the taras, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they always have the 5 different pointed in the crowns. In other hands, a simple way of understanding the crowns, the crowns is like the royalty. It's a give you the royalty. Feel like I have wear my crown, so I have in the deep meditation, so I have understandings. I will be understanding through the natures and reality. I became the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I have the energy to move forward with this. So if you make it that way, it's make a transformation happening. And the last one is called the bindi there. The every deities, it doesn't matter whose deities are there. They always have some mark in here. So wisdom they call. And esoteric way they talk about it, the bindi is like keeping the assets of whole bodies. So once you keep the body assets in the whole body, that means no bug will be bite you. So you can freely meditate, and it's also the assets in the body is keep you the worms itself in the body. So whether you go to the cave, whether you go to mountain, whether you go to, if you have keep assets in the body, you will be performed. You will be safe in, anywhere you go. So, but who doesn't have it? So the idea is that keeping the forehead as the wisdom is the concentrate from coming from here. That's why it's the esoteric deities, like the yoginis, they always have a third eyes. But Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they have a bindi only. They work with the inner part and awakenings from the third eyes. So that's if we can be clear with the third eyes, let's make a transformations happening. So imagine that having that 6 perfections in the body and understanding the 6 perfections in the body, and taking not only the understanding that using into daily to daily life. Once you have to daily life using, it's making bodies will be completely transformed. And especially the dancer, Tara dancer, it is really important to have this feeling. As I say, you don't need to keep the object. Object, it's scalps, it doesn't need it. Feels once you have, and before you're dancing, okay, I'm having this imaginations like you became a Tara. So have in a bodies as a Tara, you need to concentrate with your whole bodies, like completeness with the perfections. Once you get into the perfectness of the, and you're moving forward, then it's get ready to do anything. That's why it's, Tara is always hold with the blue lotus. Blue lotus is symbolized with the like infinite wisdoms and power. So that's why this finger is considered a wisdom and a power. And Tara is always bestowing and giving always. And Tara is always 1 feet front. That's especially the white Tara. It's green Tara is always in the 1 feet in the front. We call the Lalitasana. Lalitas means east, and this is the very relaxing pose. That's also the other history, so that Tara is always ready to take actions. Tara is ready to whatever's needed to be happen. She's there always. She just jumped into help the other sins and beings. And then it's like they usually talk about elaborate ways in the salts with the cloth and the colors of the dress and pose and the tribhanga. That's also the other part of the tribhanga. Is Tara is always into the tribhanga. Tribhanga in the traditions, we call that like in the histories they show that in the tantra we have 3 different channels in the body. So if you make it that the 3 different channels move one side to other side, then the abada and nabada, which is like right channels and left channels, it's move continuously, wave, create in the body. And once you create in the body, then you can concentrate easily, focus easily into your mind. So it's a centered channel, which we call the white channel. So it's making transformations into the white channel. So that's why those are the tools for the Tara, no matter what kind of dancer, but those are the tools for the make your dance meaningful way. I mean, every dance, that's we called in the dance traditions, like if you done blend together with the, they call that the Kai Bhakti, which means the inner outer secret in one side. And we, in the tradition, in the Nyawa Buddhist traditions, in the mudras, we have only 3 mudras. If you can blend with the 3 mudras together, which then it doesn't become, if you don't have a separate those mudras, Kaya means the body, Bhaka means the speech, and Chitta means the mind, Chitta means the heart. So if you not get together in there, in the one form, then you're separating, okay, my body, what do you know about your body? This is eye, this nose, this things, all everything's all over. But once you start to knowing about that, and every part of your body is speaking, like even like a tiny little hair in my whole body is a little hair, They speaking. If you pick, then you will know how hard it is, one tiny little hair. We have thousands and thousands of hairs in the body, but one little hair is really important. They speaking. Every part of your body is speaking itself. And every part of the body is connecting with the heart is inside with you. So that's why connecting, if you do the body's movement, with the body movement, it's Kaya, we call. So Kaya is there. Without Kaya, you cannot bring the Bhaka and the Chitta. So when you take it that the Kaya, Bhaka, Chitta as the form, like let's say Tara is holding the blue lotus. So blue means we saw that sky. So lotus, when you talk about, we already say out already, lotus is the form. Any object is the form. And any object have something connecting with this. So some things to do within our bodies and minds with this. Like we talk about always like when you hold the espresso, you hold in a certain way. When you hold the beer, you hold in a certain way. When you hold the pencil, you hold in a certain way. Every object have a different way of presenting. So when you're dancing as a Tara, you have to connect it with those things like, okay, blue lotus. What that means, the blue lotus. Oh, sky is blue, that's why it's blue. It's not, you need to connect it to our body, mind, and speech. So once you get it connecting with the body, mind, and speech with this lotus, like lotus is emptiness in beyond than you can think. So in the blue is like an infinite, and then with the lotus, it's like coming out from the dirt and imaging that get away from the dirtiness part. anything, we know, without dirtiness, you're not going to be pure in the path. So dirtiness coming out from the dirtiness, you are holding that purities in your hand, and that hand is giving from your heart through all sentient beings in all the times. Infinite way of giving. I'm here to give all the infinite way, wherever people need, ready to go. So that is the Tara. So that's what Tara, the practitioners, it's really important. It's just to, in the beginnings of the Tara, just not only go and dance, just concentrate a little bit and meditations a little bit. It's a help you to what called synchronize, where you help you to brings in the body. Once you have a, in the body's been, in body it's been created that way, when you start dancing, it's completely different. So it will be make you in a completely difference will be happening. That's why those are the things that's really important in the traditions, especially my traditions. It's back into 35 generations. It's been doing that way, and then they've been practicing things from there. So mostly my lineage, mostly my master, they are like enlightened. And we have, according to list, which is in the Indian list, they have a 84 great masters in enlightened. But in my traditions, we have a 32 great masters in listed, and they're, each of them is a different way of the enlightens in different way. Like the Sakyamuni, you know, if we talk about the histories, like some are like the Marpads and the Milarepads, and they have many different poses. When they get enlightened, they are coming into completely different pose. So idea is like we have our body. So this body is honor yourself, respect yourself, and be present and be awareness with yourself. Every moment you do, it's connect, this have the meaning. The sadhanas and chantings and praise, those are the powers of the dance. So take that meaning, take it into the body and make it that meaningful and it's peaceful, and then come out into the world. And if you can do it, it just make a vast difference. So that's why, that's the beauty about this dance traditions. This is the beauty about the lineage tradition. This is the beauty about the, so you can really feel in the present moment, you can connect to those divines. So that is the practice we need to do it, and we need to move on. So, okay. So I don't want to keep long. So then I'm just going to do, but I want to take any questions people have it, and we can have a question answer for a few minutes with this. I'm going to close with my, okay. Anybody have any questions? So you can unmute when you're asking a question, raise the hand and unmute. So yourself, okay. How you say name? Nest.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from the Nest.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Okay.
Blessing.
Thank you for joining.
So you were talking about tools, and you said there were 5 tools?
6 tools.
6 tools. Could you just say those one more time? Just
Generosity.
Generosity.
Discipline.
Discipline.
Patience.
Patience.
Enthusiastic effort.
What was that?
Enthusiastic effort.
Enthusiastic effort.
Yeah. Meditations.
Meditation.
And wisdom.
And wisdom.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
I have one question.
Okay.
So in the Itum Mahal, there's a 3 Tara. One is Basundara. So should we consider Basundara as a yellow Tara or just Basundara?
Yeah, Basundara as a yellow Tara, but also in the Tara mandalas and Taras, 5 Taras, the Tara itself has doesn't have a connected to the Basundara. So, you know, in the Swayambhu, if you go there, there are always 4 Tara. 4 Tara is considered that, you know, yellow Tara, white Taras, and Mamiki, Padmani, Losani. Those are the based on the 5 Buddhas mandala. That's the separate Tara than But optional Tara, which is the rightful Taras and those Tara, they connected to those Taras, connected to those Taras. That's what they call the families of these Taras. So red Tara is a rightful Tara. So families to those Tara with the Kurkulats and the Ekazatin, those are come that way. So.
And I heard some story that the Tara in Utumbala, those Tara flew from Tibet, right?
You have many history, yeah. There are many histories in Nepal, like the Nepals and India. I mean, the Taras goes from the Nepal to the Tibet in the back, and Sengchen Gopos marries with the Virkuti, and Virkuti, they want to get what's called the present from parents, so they can feel right like a home. So they took it to the Tara, but Tara is already exists in Nepal. So going back. But history, wherever you hear the history, if you go to the Indian Pandit, then it's Tara come from India. I mean, if you go to Tibet, and then Tibet, it's come from Tibet. So I'm not sure how to say it, but we have a history. It's there, like a Swayambhu Purana is the oldest history. They've been there, and Tara has been there since the Swayambhu has been, created. So consider that 5,000 years old, So I don't know. I'm not the historian. I'm not so. But there's many stories can make it. Yeah. Good. So anybody have questions?
I have a question, Prajwal.
Okay.
What type of offerings does Tara like, or can we give to her?
Well, anything's in the seasons, fruit, and no, Tara doesn't take a meat, so always vegetarians. But anything with the seasonal that you offer with from your heart, it doesn't mean that way like a Tara only like it does. Tara is a universe. So see like it, anything people offer. It's like a Buddha nature. You don't like, hey, I needed chocolate. No, bad chocolate, good chocolate, dark chocolate one. No, that doesn't make it the Tara that way. Tara is always open for anything from people from heart, offering from the heart that they like it. Also, especially like before you eat some things, if you are really practice the Tara, think for seconds, like before you eat, you offer the Tara, anything you eat, and offer Tara. Even you eat meat, you can offer still the Tara. So your dedication and motivation, it's make the help, make the happy to the Tara. So, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so Amber, Tina, okay.
May I ask about, because Tara is in green color, is there any relationship between the nature and the green light energy, etc.?
Yes, Tara is a green Tara is the natures, then the white Tara is the air, waters, or spice. So Tara have many different manifestations, but more popular Tara is the green Tara and the white Tara. And then, so, Tara Mandra, Tara Dhatus, if you move Kura, they have 21 Tara, it's really important. So, and then you go to the sadhanas, then they have 108 Taras and 360 Taras, it's a move forward. But each Taras have each different element. But those all elements come from the 5 Taras. With the Padmani Manmiki, those the 5 Taras come from all. So green Tara from the nature with air, white Taras come from the will be exchangeable with the white Taras and the blue Tara. It's always exchange so sometimes it's the water, sometimes it's the space, and the red Tara it's a fire, So and blue Tara is the space. So that's where it just comes. So those all the Taras come from that's 5 Buddhas. Basically, any Buddhas and Bodhisattvas came from that 5 elements. So that's in the history. So,
Prajwal, Gina asked, you mentioned Tara fasting. How is this done?
Oh, Tara fasting is like the priest conduct rituals. So that day you don't eat anything, basically. So basically you eat, and then if possible, like at the end of the day, you eat only the green, whatever it look like a green. So if you eat anything with the greens, and there's the rituals, it's a conduct by the priest, which means you giving the purifications and make you in the visualization and make you offer. And each Tara Some people like they're making the beautiful garment with it's made with the dough with the ornaments, and they offer literally with they're making it first thing in the morning, so and then offer to the mandalas, and that's will be take like a 4-5 hours to prep the rituals. So it's getting elaborate and more people's. I was recently in Nepal. They have also the Vasundhara. They have my brothers conduct a ritual. So they have 913 people are attending. It's like a huge, it's getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, general, simple things. I mean, the priests need to be, conduct rituals. So you can do the visualization practice. You can do the nyasa. Nyasa is the common in Nepal, but sometimes like a priest does everything. So it's 900 people to conducting every little thing, sometimes a little hard. So priest does for everybody's. But yes, it's like the sadhana, you do the Tara sadhana. So. And especially Tara Puja also, other special one in Nepal, when you do the Tara Puja, they call the Sapta Biranu Tara Puja, which means seven different way of offerings. And also in there, like the 100 kormans and 100 butter lamps and 100 begging bowls and 100 water bowls and 100, so 108 addings, all everything. Then they have mantras and chantings and mudras, there's like continuous mudras, hours of the mudras they practice there. So they do that way. So yeah, it's elaborate ritual. So good. Okay, Amber, it's your turn right now. You're going to teach dance for everybody? Everybody's going to dance.
I think not. I think we're over the hour. And we should leave it at that and then come back again and do some practice and just kind of let this marinate.
Okay.
Because it's a lot to take in. But we do dance every morning. That's more of just practice. I don't really give instruction. And then so again, like I said at the beginning, this Friday night was envisioned as sort of giving instructions. So we will. And then Prajwal, you had offered to teach some of your Tara dancing.
Yes, from tomorrow, I'm starting the beginner class, foundations of the creating a dance. So there's a movement, there's a meanings of the gestures, meaning of the fingers, meanings of the movements. So that's I'm going to teach from tomorrow. But the East Coast times, little bit hard. Like you have to join in the 10 o'clock in the night. It's a little bit challenging. But from the next week, I'm starting 6 o'clock. So. And there's my host in the Hong Kong. That will be hosted by the Hong Kong with the Tina and Eliza. There's two people who hosting they've been hosting my teachings from last years, online teaching. So they are doing. And then also I'm teaching about the Mudra Yoga next week, but that was 12 o'clock, 10 to 12. That's also on the Saturday. That's a 2-hour teaching. That's a host by the California, the Pure Lands Dharma Center they have, which is the Dr. Nida's group with the medical group from the Pure Lands from the Los Angeles. They host it. So I'm teaching it's about Mudra Yoga, how to be a healthy, we using sitting and meditation, how to be healthy. That's some teachings. That's also all in a Saturday too. So next Saturday will be 2 classes. One is in the morning, one is in the evening.
So yeah, go to check out Prajwal's website, the Dance Mandal website, and it's all listed on there and how to join. Yeah. And then if there's more interest and the timing's not good, we'll just figure out some stuff for East Coast and offer that. If you're able to do that. So
I want to know who else is here, which we don't see in a face. I didn't see that lots of people's here. Amy, Anna, David, Lisa.
Some are Taras, some I know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We have a 25, 20, 23 right now, 22 right now. So. Okay, any questions or any, I don't know.
So Gina's asking more about fasting. So I think maybe you two should connect on Facebook or something, and then she can ask you some more details. So.
So Yeah, that's will be good. And yeah, so join, whenever you can join. I mean, you know, it's not, it is basically those classes kind of free, so little donations. That's all we are seeing. And this class is by Ember Host. That's all the donation. If you make it, that goes to the Tara Dhatu. Tara Dhatu has been there for a long period of time. We practice since more into the 21 Taras as well as the Dharma talk. She's giving, Prema is giving every week. It's just like a 19th right now. Number 19, is that a 19 or 20? She's been teaching every week the Tara about the practice and, how
Usually every month, but now sometimes more.
Oh, okay.
Well, so that's what I was going to say is don't take this for granted, folks, because this is really only because of these restrictions. Prajwal normally doesn't offer these many things online. This is very special. So jump on it while you can. But I hope you continue to do this even when the world opens up and do more Zoom, because you see the interest and how everyone can come together in such an amazing way. So please keep offering these.
Yeah, yeah. And this is wonderful, actually. So for me, it's like that when you started teaching here, you have only the Portland people only here. Now it's, internationals can join. It's so easy. So that's just the beauty about that. So internationally, we can make this happen. I mean, such a beautiful, like last time we have 36 people and 40 people, friends and family joining together. I mean, and then we have 7 different countries. It's joining together in one spot. It is amazing. So that's great.
It's really awesome. And when I first approached Prajwal about doing online teaching, I had one person, and it was me and her, and we'd get together once a week, and then she eventually just kind of frittered off. And it's, again, so amazing how this opportunity, this crisis has allowed us, and look, from 2 of us to 28, how, this crisis. So
21. Exactly 21 right now. That's great.
Well, so, and that's my point about not doing too much at once. I want people to just like absorb and then come back and have questions, and then we'll dance. And please join in the mornings, message any of us directly, and it's open. There's no registration or, just come and dance. So I offer it to everyone.
Really, really important, especially in the quarantines, and so lots of people have problems like the anxieties and lots of people who listen to news a lot, then you like, oh, this much people died, this much people happen and that, just making the brains like, oh, you cannot do anything. But this is like the really good opportunity, golden opportunity we call. So if you use as the golden opportunity, you can do lots of things. Like this is a time for the meditations, if you don't have lots of things to do, just sit and meditate, I mean, it's a little hard to just, meditation, eating, sleeping, anything you think about that, it is everything so hard. You cannot just eat. You cannot always sleep. You cannot always meditate. You need to do all the combined together, and then it's make it meaningful. So make a schedules, okay, I'll do into this practice into this times, or the evenings I'll do practice to certain things, If you need a guidance with the meditation, how you want to do it, or, there's a mantra meditations, with the visualization meditation, with the vipassana, samatha meditation, there's many different way of meditation. You can do basically 100 different way you can do meditation, basically. So, I mean, this is like a golden opportunity for us to live in a home, basically. So, and lots of things you can do, now it's like the time for the world to be changed with our practice. So if you keep your practice and make it completely transformation. So that's what's really important. This, I'm so glad that has happened, in one side. I mean, it is difficult with the financial for lots of people, but I mean, it is good to learn yourself. Sometimes I like to introduce to lots of people. So if you can get the chance to do the dark retreat, it means that's just to one day. Stay with start with the 3 hours only,
So Prajwal, when you do the dark retreat, you're fasting also, is that right?
Yeah. Well, so you can eat too. I mean, you can, I don't
But
need to fast, but it's really wonderful to have 1 day of fasting.
so with
It's
Gina,
really,
what you were asking, this may be relevant. So yeah, please explain it because it's very intense.
you have to unmute first with your.
No, please explain your dark retreat, I was saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So dark retreat is a very simple method. So you go to the basically inward. You go to the dark, whether you open the eyes, whether you close the eyes, it doesn't make a difference. So, but dark retreat means you keep the light on. That's not the dark retreat. You have to be completely closed. Every little light will be sun signings in the dark retreat. That's the other part. So if you can close, closet, it's a best thing to do in the dark retreat. So if you go to the hours, I mean, some people have a problem with the dark. It will be a little bit challenging for them. And just if you have a problems with the dark, then just go with gradually you build like a 10 minutes or 5 minutes, 15 minutes and half an hour. If you could create it and then stay there without doing anything. You don't need to do anything. Just sit and pay attention. So if you stay in more and more and more, you have so much aware, like you know how the day begins, what is happening, every little sound with the nature, you will get to know day and night and everything. It just come to your inner body. It just every part of your the what do you call the piece of the here speakings or sensation, it's built in your body. So if you can build more and more, then your sensation will be more and more you can build. Every little thing happens in a dark retreat, like at a mouse or the bird come up, you have awareness that like, wow. That's why it's back in the old days, in the yogis and yoginis, they stay in the cave for a long, long period of time. That's the whole idea. It's about a cave. You stay there and more than anyone else in the planet. Actually, you created your minds and the body. You generate that bring completely transformations. So once you get in, and then your mind, you don't need to the Buddhism is not coming from the studies, the Dharma, book reading. It doesn't work in a systems with you read, you do, it's just like a need to be practice. So your body will be manifested, completely transformed. And every wisdom, it's come to your minds and body. So once you have a complete awareness of your body, that's, you may hear about the whole histories about the yogis and the yoginis in the back, far away, someone coming in, they know what is the intention he carry on to me. Or, they can deal from far away. Those, they have a great, incredible sensibilities in the body and make a completely transformations. So that's why those dark retreats help you to inward in getting into your own body, make you into the completely transformations and awakenings our own body. That's why this is, in Buddhism, that's what's the other part. Really important to be aware your own self, then you can help the others. If you're not aware yourself, how you can help others? So idea is like creating your own awareness so you can create the other people's awareness. That's the whole idea in the dark retreat. Some people does 21 days, some people, but don't go that far, just start with a few hours in the beginning. So then you can add it more and more. And just incredible awareness you can create it with this dark retreat. So, yeah. Okay. Anybody have questions? Yeah.
Yes, I had a question. Along with the dark retreat, in the Kala Chakra lineage, which I've studied with, there's also a tradition of sun gazing, right? So alternating sun gazing with dark room meditation. Is there a similar aspect in the Tara discipline?
Well, the meditations, sun gazing is to give you the powers and energy to move forward always. So that's to help you for love. Dark retreat doesn't give that away. You have to be creating your own powers and energy. Because it doesn't, dark is like it's making with the depressions, lots of people. So, But if you can wake in the depression, then you achieve incredible powers. So that's what the idea is about, like get away from the depressions. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And
Good.
if you have more questions, send them to me. I'll connect you. We'll, it doesn't end when we leave. So, we'll all stay connected for sure.
Yeah. Gurung Bhai, ke cha alkhbar? It's from Australia. Gurung Bhai, are you from Australia? Is that right? Yeah. So he's been studying the Dharma, and he's researching Dharma from Australia. It's so wonderful to see you here. Say something about your study.
I'm doing research on spirituality and healthcare.
Yeah.
But my passion has been always on the Buddhism, and the Nyewa Buddhism fascinates me a lot. And so I've been studying Nyewa Buddhism for quite a time, and even coming here in Sydney and finding Guruji Prajwal in internet and then being connected. I'm very happy and I'm grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining. That's just wonderful. So it's the middle of night. What is the time there, Sydney? It's middle night? It's late night. Is that right?
In Sydney, no, it's 11:21. 11:21.
Oh, okay.
11:21 in the morning.
Okay. Oh, okay. Then it's not. Yeah.
It's 18th of April. It's 18th of April, not 17th.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's good. Yeah. So yeah, also, anybody want to join the other classes? So we have a, SSA, Tina and Lija. Lija is not in, she's also in Europe right now. So she's in Hong Kong, she's in Europe. So we have all different, that's why it's so beautiful. Everybody can join from far away. That's so beautiful for this to have. And we have a California, we have a New York, we have a New York, Karen's, New York. Yeah, we have a lots of places from lots of
Thank you, Prajwal. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you for joining. So
Thank you,
keep in
Prajwal.
touch and keep a good spirit. And yeah, thank you.
I feel that we will do more. So yes, onward. Thank you.
Thank you,
Night,
Amber.
everyone. Good
Thank
day.
you.
Good night.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.